Welcome back, YouTubers, to another installment of Ring of Honor Wrestling Review by the British Fist.
Ka-ching!
I am Mr. Parkin, Ka-ching, and this guy sitting next to me is NJ.
What's up?
Who is YouTube's own $1 million man. Isn't that right, NJ? Ka-ching! Make sure you guys subscribe up above, like this video, and comment your thoughts on ROH if indeed you saw it down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the links in the video box. Hello.
Indeedly doodly. So now we're on the road to Final Battle 2011, 23rd of December. ROHWrestling.com, in case you haven't realised, in case you don't know. They didn't really repeat the website too much this week. But we started off with a short video package of the main event from last week, which was Jay Lethal versus Mike Bennett.
The key word being short.
Yes.
Good on you, ROH.
Short and to the point, wasn't it? Kind of like TNA's backstage segments the last week. Short and to the point. And then we had the announcement of the main event, which was announced last week, the Briscoes versus All Night Express, in a number one contendership match for the ROH Tag Team Championships for Final Battle. We'll get more onto that when the match comes. There are a couple of things I want to say about this. But we go straight into a interview segment and then a match, don't we? The interview segment with Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong talking about, why they're having the match. They talk about, Kyle O'Reilly being Davey Richards' training partner. Davey Richards doesn't like Roderick Strong. That's the reason why they're fighting. What did you think of this segment?
The video package was short, which I liked. They got straight to the point about each other's feelings. And you can actually tell that they both thought they had a good chance of winning and why they did.
Roderick Strong sucks on the mic. I want to get laid. How is he going to get laid? He just fucking hell, he sucks on the mic. Get Truth Martini to do his talking for him because he sucks on the mic. It was good. This was decent because, like you said, it got to the point pretty quickly, more quickly than the last couple of video packages they had, and it showed why they were fighting as well, to do with Davey Richards. So it's all part of the Roderick Strong Davey Richards thing, which they had from a couple of weeks ago when they had a title match. We know they're in a rivalry, so
that's true. It's smooth. It went nice and smoothly into the match.
Nice and smoothly indeed. Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong. Now, I was actually looking forward to this match because I am a big fan of Kyle O'Reilly. I'm a big fan of Future Shock. So to see Kyle O'Reilly versus Roderick Strong, I was actually looking forward to this. We had Truth Martini on commentary talking about the Strong Invitational Challenge at Final Battle. More hype for that, I imagine. Who's going to accept the challenge? We do not know. I hope it's Kevin Steen, but we can only hope. Your thoughts on the match?
The match, again, for an opener, it was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. It went straight to the point. There was lots of good moves. It was entertaining. And I'm thinking, the way it went, again, it got a good length for an opener, and I was entertained, gave me a good feeling going for us to show.
I mean, before we watched Raw tonight, this is essentially why we watched ROH, wasn't it? We've got Muppets on Raw, and we've got some wrestling on ROH, so, so it was a good 10-minute opener. You had Roderick Strong looking strong. That's a bit of a saying, that, isn't it? But also, Kyle O'Reilly looked really strong in defeat because of the way he stood up to, his finishing maneuvers and stuff like that. So I think both of these guys come off this match looking a lot better than they did before they went into the match. Not that Roderick Strong could look any better, because he's brilliant on the mic. Any more thoughts on the match before we go on to the post-match?
All I'm going to say is that, again, for an opener, ROH done good this week.
Yeah, definitely. And they gave it a good time as well, which is good. Usually these are about 7.5 minutes. They give it 10 minutes. And we, after the match, we had the House of Truth come out, Michael Elgin and Roderick Strong and Truth Martini attacking Kyle O'Reilly. As we know, Kyle O'Reilly is associated with Davey Richards, so sooner or later he comes out. And all of a sudden we're thinking, there's actually some storyline development here, is there? The way they've done this, it kind of tries to progress something. I don't know what it is, but something there, I imagine.
The only thing I have with this is that the match itself was good, entertaining. Then it kind of got full at the end.
Yeah, a bit clusterfucked.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because Eddie Edwards come out as well. It's like, why?
I know. I was kind of thinking, okay, yes, there's storyline, like you said. But again, when it got more and more, I was thinking, gosh, anything could happen in weeks to come now because of this big mess they had at the end.
Yeah, so it's quite good, a good match and a decent way to end it. Leaves us guessing as to what might happen. Maybe a tag match will be set up sometime. House of Truth versus someone or another. Who knows? We also then had Jim Cornette talking afterwards about he's going to fine the House of Truth $2,500. And then we have the chance of we want Steen, and then fucking Cornette comes up. That guy Steen isn't coming to Ring of Honor. We're not doing business with that motherfucker. That was entertaining as hell. I love that.
And in other words, what he said, he is coming. He is coming. He is coming.
Yeah, so I think this might be the starting point of Kevin Steen returning for Final Battle, and I do feel Kevin Steen is the kind of edgy character that ROH needs, because we've seen throughout loads of these guys are just so bland and so boring, and there's no one that really stands out in this place. And Kevin Steen, we've seen Kevin Steen come in at iPay-per-views and say, you know, fuck Ring of Honor and, you know, fuck Jim Cornette. And it's just that edgy character, that kind of CM Punk-like character that a company like ROH really, really needs to make a TV show to make just someone stand out rather than these bland characters.
And yes, he's not wrestled, but at the same time, when he does come in, he has these quick little times on mic, he's straight to the point, very effective, and he does give you a positive feeling of what else could come with him.
Yeah, so we want Steen. We want Steen. We want Steen. We want Steen. Hopefully we'll see him at Final Battle. I hope he accepts Roderick Strong's invitational challenge, but we don't know what's going to happen with that. We move on to an Inside ROH segment. This was more hype for Final Battle 2011. We had this whole thing. 2 people are able to challenge for the ROH World title at Final Battle. It's either going to be Jay Lethal or Eddie Edwards, and we had little segments with them 2 talking about, you know, you see Jay Lethal talking about the stepping stone to the world title being the TV title. Eddie Edwards talking about his and Davey Richards' rivalry. It was some good stuff.
I enjoyed it. For Jay Lethal, again, as we've seen in the past weeks, it's good that he got a bit of time to speak about his point. He was really happy about this, and he said that he feels welcome to going for this challenge match. And the other guy,
Eddie Edwards.
Eddie Edwards.
Die Hard Eddie Edwards.
That's very true he is. And the thing is, him on mic, you got to his point too, but I'm more on Jay Lethal's side because I find him more better.
And I'll ask you this: why do you want Jay Lethal? Just quickly, and I think I know what you're going to say.
Yes, he's a champion, but I've seen him in the ring, and I'm entertained by him more.
And you're more entertained by his character. Yeah?
His character, yeah.
Whereas Eddie Edwards is kind of like, you know, oh, look at me, kind of like Davey Richards. Just guys like them, you just cannot, even though they're in the main event, you just cannot buy into their characters as much as you did with kind of like a Jay Lethal, who's just more out there and is just more of a unique character than them, and it's just very less bland, just more of a colourful character, I think. You'd want to see him in the main event scene, but I know for a fact they're going to do Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards just based on their history and stuff, which may be the right way to go, but sometimes you need to stick someone else in there, like a Jay Lethal, who's got a bit of star power from TNA.
And again, all I will say is that this is going to be a good match, just because I've seen the way Jay Lethal's performed and the possibility that we're seeing Roderick Strong.
Yeah. Of course, there might be a number one contendership match between these 2 next week, because we did hear during the main event that we could hear this thing, who's going to challenge Davey Richards at Final Battle next week. We're going to find out. Again, it gives me a reason, and I imagine you too, a reason to tune into the show next week. Who is going to fight him? You know, this is what ROH need to do, really set something up for next week that we can tune into, that we can look forward to. And I'm legitimately looking forward to seeing like who is actually going to face Davey Richards. Will it be Jay Lethal or Eddie Edwards? I imagine it'll be a number one contendership match, but who knows how they're going to do this.
Well, it is the big question, and the way they started this by having these 2 speaking about their opinions and how they feel, it was nicely done, left the door open for anything to happen.
We also had the announcement of a World's Greatest Tag Team versus Cedric Alexander and Caprice Coleman in a proving ground match, because they love holding onto each other's shoulders, like the British Fist do, because we're such good friends. But they're going to have a proving ground match next week, and in case you don't know the concept of a proving ground match, ROH will give you a great definition on their website, I believe. But basically, if you... Come on, NJ. Basically, if they win the match, they'll get a title shot within 90 days. It's a new concept that they come up with, so I guess this match should be okay next week. Seeing a new tag team, they didn't exactly look like the most sort of exciting of characters, like typical ROH characters, but we'll see what happens next week.
And I'm thinking with this match, the World's Greatest Tag Team are going to help them look good, because obviously the way World's Greatest Tag Team perform, they can actually help others to look better in the matches. So maybe they won't be the greatest, but World's Greatest Tag Team will help them.
I feel this will be a continuation of World's Greatest Tag Team looking stronger, but also trying to bring in another tag team into ROH, maybe, I imagine. But that was the Inside ROH segment. We talked a lot about that. So we'll get now to an important part of the show, in our opinion. We had a third match. We got a main event match. We got a third match. Now, usually at this point of the show, we'd have some filler, in-ring segment, more filler, and this week we had less filler. And the show felt so much better because we had a third match. I know it didn't last very long, but the show just flowed a lot better because we already know about Tommaso Ciampa, we already know about his character, so we can go straight into the match with no filler. And this third match on the card really helped the show, in my opinion, a lot.
I think when I saw that there was going to be a third match, I thought, okay, this is what we've been wanting for weeks. Now they're giving to us. Let's see how it turns out.
We even mentioned it in our improving TV show video, didn't we? So yeah, so we have Tommaso Ciampa with the Embassy versus Alex Silva. The video we mentioned will be in the description box below for you guys to check out. Alex Silva's an MMA guy or something. We don't really know much about him, but he is essentially a jobber, so I don't really think we need to know much about him.
Being a jobber, again, this match got 4 minutes, and the way he performed this wasn't like he was a bad jobber. He actually did perform quite well, so I'm thinking it wasn't a bad match.
Yeah, we have Steve Corino on commentary, which I find quite interesting because they've now had him on commentary for both Tommaso Ciampa matches. So maybe, this is just what I think, they may be setting up something between Tommaso Ciampa and Steve Corino at some point. This match for me was just done. It was just done to carry on the streak, just to keep making Tommaso Ciampa look strong, to get him on TV, to parade him, because he is a character that they can really, go a long way with, kind of like TNA do with Crimson. So they really do need to spotlight this guy, a lot. So that's what I think, anyway.
And I'm thinking again, the way this match goes. Talk about the match again. 4 minutes, good wrestling. Match was on, there's many points in the match where we thought it was going to finish, but they did drag on for a little bit longer, but I liked it.
Yeah, good match. So we'll move on to the main event then. We had no filler between this. We already know the feud. I mean, we personally do because we watch ROH, but we already knew the feud between these two. It was announced last week, so they didn't really need to do too much to set this up. The Briscoes versus the All Night Express for the #1 contendership for the ROH Tag Team Championships at Final Battle. Now, before we go into this match, we've already seen this match a couple of times now. Ladder War 3 was a great match. We saw them 2 weeks ago, and now we're seeing them again. And it's just like, how many times are ROH going to trot this match out there? It kind of gets a little bit boring after a while. Even though I like the match, it still gets a little bit repetitive after a while, doesn't it? When you see them fight 3 times in the matter of like a month or a month and a half.
I would say it was a bit repetitive, but again, I think ROH know that these two sets of tag teams can perform really well. So having them against each other again, people are going to want to see that match just because the way they perform.
Yeah.
And this match did bring good justice because it was a good match.
It was a good match indeed. These two have been feuding now for a while. The Ladder War, we saw how intense the feud was there. I felt that was kind of going to end this, but it seems like they're continuing these feuds on the TV show. I thought that they might do something else with the Briscoes, but who knows? The Briscoes win a match. It's 10.5 minutes. It was what we expected from a Ring of Honor main event. Good wrestling match. We now know who the #1 contenders are to the ROH Tag Team Champions at Final Battle, and it's the Briscoes. So that's pretty much the first match announced on TV for Final Battle, and we're going to find out who will face Davey Richards hopefully next week. So really starting to build something for Final Battle there, aren't we? Which is December 23rd, in case you don't know, guys out there. Just saying.
And the thing is, way to finish ROH, went straight to a good finish.
Yeah.
You see them in a little celebration. Again, I think the way they wrapped up ROH this week, thumbs up.
See, I was a little bit disappointed with the way they wrapped it up this week. I felt the show ended a bit too quickly, in my opinion. You don't give them really that much time to celebrate in the ring, and then they quickly announced the match for next week. I did think the finish was good, but I just feel it came a little bit too quickly, and they could have taken a little bit more time to announce the match next week and for the Briscoes to celebrate their title win. But overall, I'm still quite satisfied with the match. So it's going to be Briscoes versus the world's greatest tag team at Final Battle 2011. We've seen it at the 9th anniversary show, but I guess this is the match that a lot of Ring of Honor fans wanted to see. I'd have liked to have seen someone else in there personally, another like the All Night Express maybe challenge, but this is Briscoes are a team that ROH fans really do like, and so do the world's greatest tag team. So I guess it kind of makes sense in that way. Any more thoughts on this show or this segment?
Well, I'll say overall, I enjoyed this ROH a lot more than last week's. This week actually gave us a positive feeling. 3 matches more than 2. Filler was a lot less. The matches got good length and very entertaining.
Exactly what Andrew said. And I will say this at the Ring of Honor, you do need to start trotting out some characters to us that we can really get behind. Because as Ring of Honor fans, we want to watch this TV show, but I'm personally finding it quite hard to get behind some characters, like Davey Richards, Eddie Edwards. It's just some people are really bland, and they really need to get these colourful characters out there that we can actually... there's more to the TV show than just the wrestling, and we need some reason to watch every week. And so far, we haven't quite got that from Ring of Honor yet.
And that's very true. And if we're going to believe that some people are going to go into the main event and do justice, they need to be built up, and they need to have good character to be a possible great main eventer.
I.e. Jay Lethal or maybe a Mike Bennett. Or even a Kevin Steen if he comes back. Do it for ROH. So my overall thoughts on the show, it was a much better show with 3 matches. The filler was more to the point. I think Ring of Honor might have learnt a little bit from the mistakes they made in the first 4 tapings. They've also hyped for their pay-per-view, hyped for next week as well, which I'm now kind of looking forward to with the Davey Richards title, who's going to challenge him. So overall, I thought the show was I did enjoy the show this week. So I'll give it a really good, solid, thumbs up from me. So
I think that's true. And to be honest, I'm not going to do this very often, but rating, it could be in the B section because it was fairly good. Really good.
Okay, you're grading the show, are you?
Well, for this week, just the way they did this week, thumbs up, good, strong grade.
Sure thing. If you guys have any comments on ROH show this week, then get them in that comment section below if you did see it. I know not many people you watch ROH, but we still will do the reviews for you guys because we want to review all 3 promotions.
And guys, thank you very much for watching our ROH video. If you have any thoughts on the show itself, as Dan just said, leave them in the comment section below. And that has been it from Mr. Parkin and NJ. And that's been it from the ROH fans. Goodbye.